Welcome back to Reading Sprints and Chai Sips. I'm your girl Sasha Bonet, and for the month of July, I read a lot of books. Let's get into it. Now, I read so many books. I was trying to clear my Libby. I'm going on vacation, so clearing my Libby, just trying to close books before I went on vacation so that I'm free of Libby choices and free of reading books that I didn't read when I was at home, because I have a book that I'm taking, one or two books that I'm taking with me on vacation. It's only for a week. I might not even finish these books while on vacation. I just wanted to bring them, and I just wanted my mind and reading mind, my reading mind clear to do so. So I read so many books to get them out the way. Some were for videos, some were just behind the scenes, just for me reading. So let's get into these books. We're going to start with a book that I borrowed, and it's Killers of a Certain Age by Deanna Raybourn. I gave this book a 3. This book is about women that are in their later life, 60s, 70s, and when they were younger, they were assassins, hired guns, and now the company that they used to work for has put a price on their heads. There is a second book to the series coming out. I think I might read it. I don't mind, but this one, it just wasn't there for me. It was a 3-star. You didn't get much of anything. This would be a good movie. This book reminded me of Red and Red 2 with Bruce Willis. I enjoyed those movies. That is what this was like for me. So the second book, I wouldn't mind reading it, but again, I borrowed this book. And now we're going to get into the books that I DNF'd. And I DNF'd quite a few. Yeah, these are the books that I DNF'd, and I DNF'd them, and they were on my physical TBR. First up, we have Jamila Green Ruins Everything by Zarka Nawaz. This is satire with the Muslim community, and the thing is, I didn't get the satire. I don't think satire is my judge. I don't think that's where my bag is, because I didn't get it. Like, I got what it was supposed to be, but I didn't get it. So a little bit into this book, I DNF'd. This just wasn't for me, but I do get why people like it. It just wasn't for me. Next, we have Boss by Jade Jones. I DNF'd this at a part where sexual assault was happening because it was unnecessary. It was so freaking unnecessary. And this book is also heavy on domestic violence and racism, bigotry, and all the things. And I was like, what the fuck am I reading? Literally. These are supposed to be romances. There is no romance. There's always cheating. I was like, and that's a no for me, dog. I did get this one signed. It's not personalized. So this will be up on my Pango. I think it already is on my Pango. If you want to give it a try, you can go over there. But this was a no for me. Okay, so The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. And I know you all go crazy for some Miss Frida. The problem with this book was that this is a thriller, right? A thriller mystery kind of book. And within 4 chapters, and the chapters are fairly short. So within, let's say, 20 pages, I was like, there's nothing that can constitute this woman staying in this situation. And everybody, that after I DNF'd this, everyone kept saying like, no, it gets better later. You shouldn't have to read a book to wait till it gets better later. This was a no for me, like absolutely not. And because I owned book 2 in this series, both of them are being unhauled. This was a no for me. This wasn't even entertaining because it was so dumb to begin with. Next, we're going to talk about the library books. And since I no longer have them because I've returned them to the library, I'll just put them on the screen. So first up is The Art of Scandal. I DNF'd that one a little ways through as well. I DNF'd it because I just didn't care. And it's The Art of Scandal. And my thing is, she's older than him our FMC is older than our MMC, and her husband is, you know, in politics, and he's white and she's black, and it just, I guess, made it to where he could build his career off of dating a black woman from the slums. What are we doing? What are we doing? And my thing is, he already been cheating on her, so what is the scandal? Is the scandal because now she's dating a younger man, while still married to a husband that does not want her and wants to trade her in for a white, pristine model? I didn't care, so I DNF'd that one. And then we had Barbarian's Taming. Now, I own a couple of the Ruby Dixon books, but the Barbarian, Ice Planet Barbarian series, I own a couple of them, and I'm glad that I stopped wanting to buy them because a lot of them just become kind of redundant and repetitive in the story. And this one in particular, she was dead ass wrong. Like, I didn't like her as a character. And that's the thing. In a romance, you should like both of them together. That's the point of the romance. And in this, even with there being aliens, I did not like her. Next is the manga and comics that I read. So I read The Walking Dead Volume 17. This is Something to Fear. If you don't know, I'm on my Walking Dead journey. I'm rewatching the show with my daughter. We're having a good time. Now I had to pause because The Walking Dead gives me heart palpitations. I don't know about you. And it's not because there's zombies. I don't like characters that I love so much dying. It's just, I don't know, it gives me anxiety. Plus, it gives me anxiety because what I'm watching now is parts of the show that I've never watched before. I haven't gotten beyond this point before, so it gives me anxiety. But I'm also reading the novels and reading the comics, and the comics are just as good as the show. Now, the novels are a little iffy, but I am having a good time reading these. Next, we have Death Note Volume 4, the Black Edition. And with these, I'm having a great time because I'm also watching the anime as well, and which I've never done. So I'm reading the manga and then I'm going back and watching the anime. And if I could give a recommendation, you don't have to read the manga in order to watch the show, or you don't have to watch the show in order to read the manga. They are exactly the same. I do like the show because it gives a little bit more nuance in certain places where the manga is not able to take you. So I'm reading them kind of not in tandem, but once I read this, then I go back and watch the show and vice versa. So I am enjoying this, but I read this one for Gabby's Summerween, and I read Volume 3 for Winterween. So for Volume 5, I'm thinking of doing Winterween again, but I have to buy it. But I am enjoying my journey with these books. Now let's talk about all the books that I reread this month. I reread Wraith by Rebecca Weatherspoon, and this is a romance that is unproblematic. I own 2 copies of this. I own this one and a special edition from Novel Grounds, and this is an unproblematic romance book. It is BWWM, and he was raised by a black woman after his mom died. His dad married a black woman. He has black sisters. I do not recommend listening to the audiobook though, but this, top tier. This is also by Rebecca Weatherspoon. This is Zenny, and this is BWWM Queer. And I enjoyed it so much. The only problem with this book is her family, and we don't get her family and his family, and we don't get anything really wrapped up in that vein. But I do have the 3rd book in this Loose End series. It's called Megan, and we'll see if I like it. But I love the relationship between Zenny and the MMC. I love it. Another romance I do recommend. I also reread Mr. Musician and Mr. Teacher both by Beloved. And it's because I'm on my rereading journey of this series, and I'm trying to annotate them as well. Just some of my favorite quotes out of the books and things like that. And I am loving this. And this was the last book that I owned in the series. So I bought the next one in the series so I can continue. But the next one in the series is where I have stopped. So I haven't read that and anything further. So I'm done with my rereading of the Beloved series because now I'm just going to be reading the rest of the series. And I I recommend these as well. These are unproblematic romances. Chef's kiss. Now we're going to talk about some books that I read but didn't enjoy. So they will be up on Pango as well. First is Love by Night by Stina, a Black vampire story. I bought this for a vlog, a vampire vlog that by the time this comes up, that vampire vlog is already up. So I read this for that. This was not good. This didn't flesh out the world. This didn't tell me anything, and it wasn't entertaining at all. I should have DNF'd this. Next is Now That I've Found You by Christina Forrest. To me, this is not a romance. This is just a contemporary story, a contemporary fiction story that is new adult. And I did not like the main FMC. And that's the whole thing. You don't have to like the FMCs or like any of the characters. But in this, I believe you're supposed to at least like her by the end of the story. I still didn't. This wasn't for me. Next, we have Ms. V's Hot Girl Summer by A.H. Cunningham. This one was very disappointing for me because A.H. Cunningham, I love her writing. And this just didn't do it for me. This is age gap. She's older than him. And her twin boys set them up because they know he's a good man and their mama need a good man. But it wasn't good. The amount of times she called him young man, young boy, little boy, like it was way too much. And then I'm 40 years old and she's like 35 and I don't even speak, like I speak regular, normal, today's speak. She speaks like she's 85. Nobody talks like that. Also, she was trying to make fetch happen this whole entire book with a man that didn't really even want to be with her. That's crazy work. I don't know, but I'm out. I'm out when it comes to this. I am out. Next, we have Man Fuck This House by Brian Asman. It started out real creepy, and I love a creepy haunted house horror kind of vibe. And it had all of that up until we find out what the big bad actually is. And I said, that's what, I don't know what to think about that. The house is alive. It is sentient in every form of the word. This is not a ghost story. And it just wasn't for me. And I don't see, this book does not have rereadability for me. And that's what my shelves are being curated to be. Books that match my taste as of right now and have rereadability. And this for me does not. Next up we have The Maidens by Alex Michaelides. This was bad. Like I figured out who it was that was doing whatever they were doing right away. And that's bad because usually I like to be empty-headed when I'm reading a book. You feed it to me and I just go along with the book. That's how I like to read a thriller and a mystery. No lie. But I knew who was doing everything. Now, mind you, I didn't know why they were doing everything, but I knew who it was. This book just wasn't good. What I do like about Alex Michaelides' work is that he introduces characters from The Silent Patient in here. I enjoy that. I always love an interconnected moment on how things are working. I did like that. However, this was not good. Next, we have If I Have to Be Haunted by Miranda Sun. This was okay. But this YA fantasy just wasn't for me. This is a ghost story. She's Asian, he's white. And I'm kind of getting tired of some of these stories. I don't know. It's repetitive stories. It's like rinse, repeat. And you keep getting them over and over and over again. I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't good. It wasn't fun. It just was, if that makes any sense. We're going to talk about the audiobooks that I read. The audiobooks that I listened to this month. First up is The Fury by Alex Michaelides. This one is even worse than The Maidens. Why did he do that? Why did he write this? I can't even tell you what this book is about because I really didn't get it. I didn't get it, but it's a no for me. Next is A House at the Bottom of the Lake by Josh Malerman. And this one was also a no for me because why were they having sex at the bottom of the lake in a house that's at the bottom of the lake? It made no sense. Just know that. Next is Can't Be Broken by Mel Dow. She's going to be at Southern Hearts and Cyan Kisses. And I love me some Mel Dow. So There's nothing to be said about this book not being good. It is good, and I don't own it, but I want to. So this is going to be a book that I do buy from Southern Hearts and Sign Kisses. Next is the first book I read ever from Casey Mills, which is Bash Wolf Warriors MC. I enjoyed this. She is a stripper slash dancer, and he is part of a motorcycle club. Love this. I love a black motorcycle club stripper situation, and you'll see that in another book, but I love this situation, and I'm going to buy this book. Next up is The Love Lyric by Christina Forrest. This one was just boring to me. That's it. I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't a good romance. It was just boring. And I'm glad I didn't buy it because it was boring. Now we're going to get into the books that I actually read, actually curated to my taste. The Trees by Percival Everett. This is my first Percival Everett that I've ever read, and it was good. I was laughing out loud throughout almost the entirety of this book. It is very black, and I love that for me. I will be reading more of his work. This to me is magical realism. I don't know what else to say because it's not fantasy. It's not dystopian. It's not reality. So it is reality. Wait, it is reality. With this one thing that's happening, the small chapter with the president currently, who the current president is, it's hilarious to me. It is hilarious to me. This is something I would suggest everybody read. Everybody read this. It is good. Did you think you would ever see me say this was good? Butcher and Blackbird by Bryn Weaver. You should have, because this was good. And I'm not saying it's the best thing that's ever been written. Absolutely not. It's two serial killers who have a meet cute because they were hunting the same person. And the people that they hunt to kill are people that do bad things. How could you hate that? How could you hate that? Their back and forth banter, hilarious. It's good. It's just good. I find this to be good. And if anybody tells you that, oh my God, it's just too smutty, it's too... 50% into this book was when they had their first kiss. 50% in. Most of the first 50% of this book is them playing a game that they, like a tournament that they have once a year with each other. That's it. This book was fun. Monica Walters' When You Dance. I am deep into the Barrett family series. This is the 8th book in that series. So when I go to Southern Hearts and Sign Kisses, these are the books that I'm going to be getting, the rest of the series. And this is about a stripper and our final son of Anissa. Anissa's son, DJ, who goes to a strip club and is infatuated with a masked dancer. And she's called Obsession. And he has an obsessive nature when it comes to her. She does not do private dances, private shows. She dances, she gets her bag, and she leaves. This book got a 3.5 for me, though, because there is a scene in here that I think was absolutely unnecessary. And I've never said that about a Monica Walters book, but it kind of had me scratching my head like I'm doing right now. But I am going to continue the series because I want to know what else happens. But I enjoy Monica Walters as a writer, and I'm going to continue reading her books. Let's talk Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan. Now, I own the other 2 books, and I'm going to keep them. This one, Hendrix, is our main character. You meet her in the other 2 books. And her mom has Alzheimer's and is fighting that fight. And I think that's what makes this book good, because the romance is not it. I don't know how. It's like Maverick, who is our MMC, is breaking up with his girlfriend of 2 to 3 years. He already has a daughter who has graduated college, and he doesn't want any more kids. His girlfriend, or soon to be ex-girlfriend, or ex-girlfriend, whatever she is at the moment, does not, she wants kids and he doesn't. She's known that from the beginning, and he's ready to move on because he can't give her what she needs, and he wants her to move on to find someone that will give her what she wants, but she's unhappy about that. They hold a party once a year, like an all-white party once a year as a couple. This is their last time doing that, even though right now they're just faking the funk because they're not together. He meets at this party Hendrix, who's there with one of her clients. For him, it's like intrigue. I want to get to know her. For Hendrix, it's also intrigue until she finds out that he is the boyfriend of the woman who's hosting this party, who she's soon going to be working with. Kennedy Ryan makes that girlfriend a bad person, makes her basically colorist, fat phobic, and all of the things in order to say this is why Hendrix should be with Maverick. And I say no, the fuck she shouldn't. Find somebody else. Next we have So a Kiss by Sierra Simone. And this book is the first book in the trilogy, the Lioness trilogy. I read the prequel book, which is a 0.5 book. And this is also queer. If you like BDSM, queer love, I don't know, the main MMC is a dominant and he likes everyone else to be submissive, with also espionage, treason, guns, shooting, and a whole lot of smut. This would be for you. It's for me. It might be for you as well. I don't know what to say about this. This is supposed to be a reimagining of Tristan and Isolde's story. I've never read that. Don't even really know what that's about. Next, we have Unchained and Unhinged, the Blood Bond Saga, Volume 1 and Volume 2. There's 3 books in each one of these omnibus, and they're by Helen Hart. I enjoyed this. If you like the Vampire Diaries, the originals, Twilight, just add a lot of sex, and it still gives that vibe to me. And I read this for my vampire vlog as well. I had fun with it. Early Departures by Justin A. Reynolds. I had a good time with this book. By good time, I mean cried. But you already know what's going to happen at the beginning of this book. The book starts off at chapter 101 and ends at chapter 0. So I'll just give you the premise of this book. It's YA. It's what would you do if you could relive your last couple of days because you already died and were brought back to life. Cried my eyes out. Taming 7 by Chloe Walsh. I know there's some conversation going on about Chloe Walsh. I know nothing about it. What I do know is I already own these books, so I'm going to read them. The book Taming 7 is Gypsy's book, and Gypsy is one of my favorite characters. And no book in the Boys of Time series has made me cry as of yet. This one did. This one had me tearing up, crying, sad, mad, angry, hating characters that I didn't think I would ever hate. I hate them now. I am going to continue into book 10. However, I think I'm going to be angry when I get to book 10. If she don't write it well, that'll be the first one of these Boys of Time series books that I despise, and I think I might. Next, we have The Spy House by Johnny Compton. This is a scary, spooky ghost story, haunted house kind of thing, haunted land, haunted peoples, all of that. It was okay. It was too many POVs for me. I think I gave this a 3.5. I enjoyed it. I learned what a spy house is. Look that up. I learned what a spy house is, but it had too many POVs. It never kept me 100% in the story. I was never 100% all in because of all the things that were happening. Last but not least is Maybe for the Summer by Aubrey Penn, another author that will be at Southern Hearts and Signed Kisses, and another book that I have signed. And ladies love Lucci. Yes, they do, as they should. I enjoyed this book. I gave this book 5 stars. 5 stars on notes. This book was so damn good. Romance. You have a rapper and a woman who works at like a media marketing firm kind of thing. And they both get fired. He gets released from his label and she gets fired because of some backhanded stuff. And her family owns a company like the one she was working for and says, hey, this is now your company. You have to run it. And there's a client waiting for you, and the client happens to be Lucci, and he takes to her immediately. And the romance begins from there. I enjoyed this book so much, and I recommend it. those are all the books that I read in the month of July. I can't wait for August, but I'm not thinking about any books really for August because, like I said, I'm going on vacation. So when I get back, we'll see what I'll be reading. I wish you all nothing but the best in August coming up, and I will see you definitely in the next one. Bye.